That's some message. Right.
Make no mistake, we're the only black people in y'all that only eat rat, eat cat. People, you ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks, y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Bitch. We built the foundation, our innovations were groundbreaking. You ain't wanna get down, now you're around, hating, faking, with the linear in and out, the ground shaking. Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say, Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say, Make no mistake, we're the only black people and y'all the only eat rat, eat cat. People, you ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks, y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Breaks, pause, we built the foundation, our innovations were groundbreaking. Y'all ain't wanna get down, now you around, hating, faking, with the linear eating, now the ground shaking. Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say, Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say,
that the entire purpose of affirmative action set aside civil rights laws that limit constitutional rights to freedom of contract, freedom of association, all of that was to make up for the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. So unless these benefits are going to, roughly defined, foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves, you've taken away the whole purpose of this. So to make the point that Kamala isn't a foundational black American, I'm always pointing to, unless these benefits are going to roughly defined, foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves.
African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does it make sense?
Of course it does. Hey, peace, family. Man, yo, that dude, Frank Zanou, been trending, in FBA circles. We've been cooking him. I feel kind of good. You dig? I broke that story first. It feels good to not be always on the receiving end. Like normally something is trending and I just catch the coattail of it and start speaking about it. Sometimes it feels good and rewarding to be the first one to break the news or something, or expose something, debunk somebody, and then everybody, come after you. Sometimes, that's a good feeling. That means research and studying is paying off. You dig? I'm starting to be I'm starting to be the trend. You dig? Leading the trend. I like that. It's a good feeling. All right. It makes me, the villain, you crazy. It makes me, stay on my P's and Q's. Try harder. FBA salute to you. Urban Commute. We got Golden Brown. We got Random Instigator. We got V Nomi, FBA Convo, of course. We have Golden Brown and KK Speaks. You dig? So I felt like this live is important. Because I'm gonna go over, because I just watched a video of a hater that got no views, nobody watched this stuff, but he went over the trademark of FBAs again. So I'm like, you know what? I tackled that thing twice already, right? I made 2 videos addressing that does think that she owned the lineage. Obviously, that's a dumbass claim. But I did 2 good videos covering it. But this live, it won't be focused just on that. But I did make time to cover it. I just feel like I got more information, and why not just cover it again since people still bring it up. I want to bury it like a dog buries a bone, like we bury other people. Tube Steak Johnson, peace to you. We got Satchel Ohio. Okay, so let's deal with some news first. Let's deal with some FBA news and updates. Okay, this is a news channel. I am a YouTube journalist. Here we are.
All right, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be discussing a very serious warning that has been issued by the President of the United States, as well as Scott Turner, the Director of HUD. There has been a directive that all...
I knew this dude sounded familiar. Do you know when I worked for that property management company, I used to watch his videos to learn more about property management because I know who he is now. He has so many years experience of working in that business, right? Where he now does his own entrepreneur work. He helps potential tenants get in low income housing, right? Because it is hard, it's difficult. A few mistakes on your application and you will be sent to the back. I know this for a fact. 'Cause I worked in that business. So what he does is he gets potential applicants, right, or residents to pay him to avoid those mistakes, which is kind of clever. So he's saying, you hire me, and there's a lot of people. He's not the only one. There's a lot of people out there that got entrepreneurial jobs, businesses, and all they do is show applicants how to fill out the application correctly the first time for these low income housing, these light tech programs. And that's what they do. So I knew this dude's voice sounded familiar. But yeah, I used to watch his videos to understand what I'm into, right? What to expect. Okay, so he's about to go in. So he does this for a living for sure. Got about 30 years experience in all this stuff. And
housing.
So it makes sense that he's covering public housing because it's what he does. He does this for a career. All right. So he's going to give an update on public housing, which is federal, which that means Donald Trump has a lot to say. So he has a lot of control. So he's going to give an update on federal housing, which you're going to hear, family, on public housing, which is federal. All these low income housing is federal because they use federal funds. Family, what you're about to hear, if y'all thought cracking down on truck drivers, illegal truck drivers, but illegal CDLs was a big thing, and illegal should hide. If you thought cracking down on violent illegals and other illegals who went to court and their visa got rejected and ICE is waiting outside for them, if you guys thought that was bad, listen, it's about to be all hell. Listen to this.
All right, welcome to our channel.
And by the way,
today we're going to be discussing a very serious...
Hey, be quiet. And by the way, this is a news and update right here. All right, this is exclusive. I'm bringing it.
All right, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be discussing a very serious warning that has been issued by the President of the United States, as well as Scott Turner, the Director of HUD. There has been a directive that all public housing authorities should comply with a 30-day order to kick out and remove any illegal aliens reside in any household that is utilizing a Section 8 voucher.
Look at that. If they thought the worst was already here, they're done. Their housing, their housing assistance programs are kicking them out in 30 days.
And the fallout from that will likely be rather large. So let's discuss a little bit of what's going to take.
Okay, so let me tell you, because before I even say it, because again, I worked in that field, property management. Trust me, when people call up, they'll say, how long is the wait? I'm like, a year. Oh man, I'm hanging up. Don't hang up. You better apply because other places are 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Yo, it's so bad. Like the waiting list is so bad that other property managements used to redirect applicants to us. That's how long their wait was. And we're competing with them. They like, yo, listen, just go over there and apply. Their list maybe a year and a half, ours are 5 to 7 years. Just go over there, man. Don't even waste your time over here. Like we literally they deferred or they reference us. That's like Burger King saying, you know what? Nah, just go to Five Guys. That's how long the wait. And you guys know, some of you guys know, who apply for affordable homes. The waiting list is ridiculous. So, but not after these illegals get evicted. That waiting list is going to definitely open up big time.
Place in about 30 days or less. So the presumption here is the administration as well as HUD is now seeking the information of every single household that's participating in the programs, and any unverified person that did not provide a social security number, you would likely expect a few things to happen. One, that entire household will likely lose its voucher and be kicked out, possibly banned. Two, there's a high potential your house will be raided, and those that do not belong in the country legally will be arrested. There could be civil and also criminal penalties for those that harbored that individual.
Oh, it gets worse. Watch this. Okay, stop.
And it's going to be a pretty tough circumstance, okay? There are far-reaching consequences as well for the PHA.
Watch this.
Though we don't know the methodology just yet, but I can safely say that they've made it very clear. If the housing authority is not going to remove these illegal...
Listen, because the housing authority, that city ran, but the funding comes from the federal government. So that's usually how it works. The federal government has the money. They send it to the states and let them handle it the way, best pleases them. That's how most things, even like Section 8, most things happen like that. The federal government just fund it, and then the state is responsible for how to allocate it and redistribute it, select who is eligible, provide the eligibilities, all that type of stuff. So, but look at this though, because that state. So these sanctuary cities gonna be like, hey, we ain't kicking nobody out. Nah, it's all good. But because it's federal money, they're like, you ain't kicking who out? Watch this.
Aliens. Though we don't know the methodology just yet, but I can safely say that they've made it very clear. If the housing authority is not going to remove these illegal aliens, and they have 30 days to do so, and discontinue vouchers for those harboring those, and that are utilizing a voucher or in a vouchered household, then the housing authority itself will be in non-compliance and will be shut down. You will no longer receive any funds. So if the housing authority or any household that were to harbor any individual...
Okay, I don't know if y'all understand the rabbit hole with that. So developer, I don't want to break the whole thing down, but you guys should research LIHTC, LIHTC. Okay, so basically developers are incentivized to provide low income, developers going to build a big old apartment complex, whatever you're going to do. They're incentivized by the state government to create, like 30-40% of the rooms, the apartments make it for low income people. And by doing that, they get all type of tax credit, and tax breaks, all type of shit. Works in their favor. You dig? Like basically they're pretty much funded. Like the government just pretty much funds their project, pretty much, something like that. So the developer would normally come out of his own pocket to build that, to develop that development. But when the government reaches out to them and say, hey man, we'll fund the whole project, you just got to provide 30 to 40, 50% of the apartments to low income people at this fixed rate, blah, 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 blah. And that's what happens. They agree. And after 15 years, they can kick everybody out and just charge regular rent if they choose. But the contract is normally for 15 years. How does unbiased know this? Because I'm an experienced individual, bro. I lived the life and I ran into a lot of things. I'm just advantaged on this type of stuff. Okay. So 15 years is normally the contract, and then they could kick everybody out and say, "Nah, we want regular rent. Hell with the program." But they got 15 years. They agreed to that. Okay, but the federal government is saying, "Hey, according to this guy, is saying, hey, if you don't kick these people out, that's these illegals that the illegals that they want out, we're gonna take the funding away." Now, by the way, family, keep in mind, and a lot of these low income, I wish I could really get into this, man. It's deep. So a lot of these low income apartments, the people sometimes just pay 30% of the due rent. The federal government pays the rest. Sometimes that's called 70-30. Sometimes it's 60-40. Okay. Sometimes, depending on your income, obviously, sometimes you got to pay 40% of the rent and the federal government takes care of the other 60%. But the bottom line is that nobody pays the full rent. The federal government takes the other half, takes that burden. But if they are taking the funding away, that means they're not covering their 70 to 30% anymore. That means that tenant can't afford that apartment no longer. And yeah, pretty much gonna be out of business. If y'all just could imagine if everybody's forced to pay full rent, nobody will be able to pay that and cover it. So therefore, all the departments would be like, no rent, ain't nobody paying rent. And that's the case because the whole point for low income housing is because you can't afford regular rent or it's too much of a burden. I hope that makes sense. All right. But yeah, man, we got flowers galore. Shalom, Ron, and chat. Peace to you and thanks for the lineage love. Yeah, so I'm freestyling this because I remember a tether was like, Ron, you don't work at a property management company. I said, really? I said, call in. And as you can see, I'm freestyling all this shit. I said, call in. Okay, I was going to embarrass him and show him my ID, for work. Okay, call in so I can embarrass you. He wasn't dumb. He ain't call in. But yeah, so this is off top of the head because I know what I'm talking about. So they can't pay full rent, therefore they got to get evicted. And if everybody get evicted, who is paying any rent? And you're done. So this is really deep stuff here, man. The federal government under Donald Trump leadership was like, yo, we got something for y'all. Saying, yo, you could tell they got a heavy think tank. They're like, okay, they won't cooperate with us when it comes to making arrests on these ICE illegals, these dangerous illegals or whatever. They won't cooperate with us. Okay. And you could tell they go back to the drawing board and say, how are we going to make these mothers pay? And what they're doing right now, this is big. It's a big deal. They're going to have these sanctuary cities bowing down because those developers are like, oh, yo, what's up? What's up? They're going to talk to those damn they're going to talk to those politicians and mayors like, yo, what's good? Because I didn't put a lot of money in your cabinets and in your back pocket. Yo, what is good, man? Yeah, I ain't about to go bankrupt and lose this project because y'all want to harbor 2, 3, 4, 20 illegal immigrants. What's good, man? All right, let me know what's going on because we got to start collaborating with the ICE and then let's get these folks out of this country because I'm about to lose my whole development. Yeah, exactly. Iconic. He's not playing with those damn illegals and he's not playing with these sanctuary cities anymore. They found a way this is one good way they found to get at them and make them say uncle. Okay, stop, don't do that. Okay, so let's get it. Peace, 004. Listen, one more time.
Do not belong in the country legally, will be arrested. There could be civil and also criminal penalties for those that harbored that individual. And it's going to be a pretty tough circumstance, okay? There are far-reaching consequences as well for the PHA. Though we don't know the methodology just yet, but
I think the PHA stands for, hold on.
They made it very clear.
I think the PHA stands for Public Housing Authority.
If the Housing Authority is not going to remove these illegal aliens, and they have 30 days to do so, and discontinue vouchers for those harboring those, and that are utilizing a voucher or in a vouchered household.
Oh, I hate that.
Then the Housing Authority itself will be in non-compliance and
Right.
will be shut down. You will no longer receive any funds.
Boom.
So if the housing authority or any household that were to harbor any individual that cannot be identified as being legally in this country will probably be subject to arrest. And regardless of whether you're legal or illegal, the presumption would be that if you harbor them and they're on your voucher, you're done. I don't know if that will be if that could lead to a secondary consequence of being banned from the system altogether.
Yeah, because you don't want to play with Section 8 or any federal fundings. You mess up big time. You kick, like you said, you be banned forever. Yeah, man. Yeah, so basically families gotta evict their own illegal relatives. Like, yo, now you gotta get up out of here, bro. You about to get us evicted and potentially banned from federal assistance forever. And then, like you said, locked up because you're harboring a criminal. So, like, not only do I gotta kick you out, but I stay right here because I gotta turn you in. Gave him double bad news. Not only do I gotta kick you out, stay right here because I gotta turn you in. Oh my God. Oh, it sucks to be illegal.
So let's talk a little bit about, and I pulled information for both party lines. I know we have Republicans and Democrats that watch us. I favor both sides when the politics are good for.
Yeah, definitely files galore. Everybody who's on the waiting list, if this is successful, you're going to be getting phone calls and emails very, very soon.
What we discuss, but here is a little bit more detailed information. So beyond the 30-day notice, housing authorities will lose funding and be shut down if they do not comply with that order.
That's crazy.
Number two, you're subject to arrests, especially the illegal immigrant if you have one in your home. And three, the public consequence there. So the Trump administration has ordered a nationwide review of public housing, meaning anybody that utilizes any federal funds to house herself, whether in Section 811, 202, housing choice voucher, continuum of care, rapid rehousing, permanent supportive housing, anything that's federally funded. If you or your household have an immigrant there that's not legally in this country, you're done for. You got 30 days. So I'm going to recommend at this point that you get with your housing authority. If you or somebody in your household is not legally in this country, it would be in your best interest to come clean and eject that person from your household because you could end up losing your voucher. There could be arrest. And not only that, but the far-reaching thing is, I don't know if the administration is going to go after the housing. They say they're going to go after the housing authority and defund them. Well, look, that don't just affect people with immigrants in their home that are legal. It affects all people that have a voucher, period, that are in that county. Dang. Okay, so for the sake of everybody that's using a voucher, if you're harboring a person that's not supposed to be in this country legally, and they're there with your voucher or on your voucher, you need to rectify that situation very quickly.
Rectify as in evict them and say, wait right here. I got to make this phone call. DHS, what's that? D81800 DHS ICE, whatever that. Like, yo, I got to evict you and get you locked up. I got to turn you in. I'm sorry. It's either my family and myself or you. Okay, goodbye.
The administration made it very clear they will send ICE and other federal agencies to your home, and they will have them arrested, okay? This information comes from both Democratic news agencies as well as...
So it ain't fake news, is what he's saying.
Republicans. So I've looked at both information from Fox News.
Eamon Reeves.
I've looked at the WhiteHouse.gov. I've looked at Congress.gov. And so it goes on to say the Trump administration ordered a nationwide review of public housing in an effort to root out residents who are in the country illegally. So there will be raids all over the nation. And according to Housing and Urban Development, which is HUD, Scott Turner. Okay, so that's their mission plan now. There's going to be a big roundup.
Family, this is good news. This is groundbreaking. Nobody covered this in the community but me. So family, let me get 30 more likes because we got 78 live watching and only 41 likes. Let's get it up. Golden Brown, peace, man.
So they're doing a 30-day conduit to audit and ensure that all existing orders are being enforced. If you are a public housing authority and you think for a minute that you're running something you're not, they will shut you down. That will be the end of your housing authority, and everybody there will be subject to that order.
Eviction.
You understand that? They're not playing with you. If you allow or enable any of your voucher holders to utilize a voucher under federal funding, your housing authority will be put out of business. They will storm your building. They will take everything in there. They will likely indict the employees, and following that, of a raid probably on the households that are doing this. Now, this is a far-reaching effect. It's been ordered by the United States President as well as the Director of HUD, and you have 30 days to comply. Less than that.
Yeah, this is groundbreaking. I hope y'all appreciate this. Carl Snark says, yes, if you go into other people's countries, they will try to find you and throw you out. Go anywhere else in the world and try it right. I mean, let me add you as a moderator. Give you a lineage wrench. Welcome to the family, the lineage. If you are actually FBA, we got Miss Ruby 11 said they eaten free for years. They should be full by now and go home and make your country great. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna make you a moderator, Miss Ruby as well. Give you a lineage wrench, and all I ask for you two to do, Carl and Miss Ruby, just like this video. I know you're new here. Just like the video. You'll see. You'll fit right in. Just like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll see that this channel is litty. I go live at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So my 8 p.m. obviously is more like a wind down, more of a mellow live, voice low. Try to get my son equipped for school. You dig? But in the morning, we way more lit. I got way more energy, way more excited. So just enjoy the information right now, and let's go.
Look, I don't really have an opinion about immigrants here, legally or not. I'm just saying, for the sake of everybody.
Barbara Williams, peace.
You cannot use, it's never been legal to use federal funds in this manner, okay? Ever. And, I'm an advocate, obviously, of people in housing. And as I've said before, I'm a little bit of both parties. I don't support either totally.
Please like the video, family. Just close. I know you're on your phone. Just close out the chat temporarily, momentarily, 2 seconds, and like the video and come back. And you'll see, once you do that, family, you'll see a bunch of other people of the lineage new start to pull up, and I'll be embracing them, accepting them, and making them moderators. Welcome them to the family. Subscribe, notification button, like the video.
So going on from there, Mr. Turner and the president said that no longer will illegal aliens be able to
exactly, Carl.
Leave citizenship boxes blank, take advantage of HUD-funded housing.
Oh, they were leaving citizen. Wow. The HUD application would ask you, are you a citizen? These illegals were illegally just leaving it open. They wouldn't even check it. That's crazy. Yo, I'm telling you, you know, and I'm not even party banging. I'm like with him. I don't really care about the party stuff. I don't party bang. I don't favor one or the other, but that was the liberals. Come on. Like, there's no doubt. Now, I could be wrong. It could be the conservatives, but it just feels like the liberals will have more to gain to educate the illegals on how to get around the loopholes. Don't forget, when they pass laws, these same people pass a law a certain way so they can go ahead and manipulate it. They know the loopholes. They have laws passed a certain way where the loopholes are there. Make no mistake. I think that's the case. And especially immigration laws. They pass laws for housing, whatever. They understand there's an immigration loophole. And then they just work. They just work it. Like Rihanna, they work it.
And riding the coattails of hardworking American citizens.
Arrest,
currently HUD only serves 1 out of 4 eligible families due to this. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily true. That insinuation that roughly 1/4 of all households are, harboring an illegal immigrant, and that's causing a bigger problem. I don't know if that's true, okay?
So basically 25% of the low income housing, they are harboring potentially a criminal and illegal. That's a
You have to
large
be careful with
percentage.
politics. Both parties will lie about things. That's just the way it
That's a large percentage, though.
goes. I'm sure there's going to be a manageable high number, okay? But it's certainly not going to be a circumstance where we divide up the pie and go, okay, what's 1/4 of all households? So I don't know.
I
I believe
believe
that
that.
bullshit,
I
okay?
believe if you look around in New Jersey, you just might. You see, he's down south. He don't know up north. Man, you look around New York, New Jersey. Shit. The stat probably is straight from here. These two states only. Let's get the likes up a little more. Likes up, likes up, likes up, likes up.
But I will say one thing: the shit has hit the pan, and if you're going to test Mr. Trump's resolve, you may find that a flashbang early in the morning, and then everybody in the house gets arrested. Okay.
Yeah, you might find a flashbang in the morning if you test Trump's seriousness on cracking down this illegal scheme with public housing. He said, yeah, you test what you want. You're gonna get that big old bang knocking your front door down.
Though they'll probably cut the rest
Houston,
of the
okay.
legal loose. And we don't, let me just make something clear. I'm not just talking about people from Mexico. We're talking about everybody.
Haitians,
I don't care if you're an Irishman,
Indians,
okay? If you are
Irish.
from Africa, you know, the continent, if you're from Russia, if you're from India,
Ukraine.
if you're in this fucking country and you're not legal to be here, and let me tell you, roughly half of the households out here that have somebody that's an illegal alien, they're not from Mexico. They're from other places, okay? It's not just Mexico and the border wall. We have people in our country that are from all over the place. In fact, it was one of the founding principles of our country. Well, we opened the
Chinese.
floodgates, filled the country, didn't we? We're no longer accepting applications right now. If you want to become, if you'd like to join and become an American, you'll need to wait a couple more years and see, okay? Right now, we've closed it. There'll be no Irish.
Right.
There'll be no Japanese, Chinese, no people from Africa, South
ya.
America. We are not accepting applications. You pop your ass over that wall, let me tell you what, you're going to get the paddy wagon. And then you get a free flight to somewhere
Uganda.
unimaginable. And you better hope it's not a sea cot down there, you know where.
It's Swatini.
Sometimes they fly the plane straight to the max prison. I'm just warning you guys. Look, I've seen a lot of presidents. This
they fly the plane straight to the max prison. Damn.
guy's very serious about storming the building. And if he gave a 30-day order, he ain't fucking around. Okay? There's not going to be any double talk. And housing authorities, all that attitude you guys got is workers and this and that. You want to talk?
And yo, and he ain't debating. Now, what you mean by housing authority attitudes? Yeah, the worst people you ever want to meet works for the government. It's the person where you got to renew your driver's license. If you need some type of assistance, housing or food assistance, those are the worst people you'll ever meet. They work for the government. So that's what he's saying. Those folks with all those attitudes, they're gonna get humbled.
Talk shit. If he gave a 30-day order, he ain't fucking around. Okay? There's not going to be any double talk. And housing authorities, all that attitude you guys got is workers and this and that. You want to talk shit to everybody?
Told you.
You go play games with this president. I'm telling you, you and your housing authority will be on this. You'll be on a real estate market for sale by the.
Oh no. Listen, don't worry about that, Barbara. This is the real deal. Okay, because he does. You'll see. Look, he does. He does Section 8 consulting. I work for where we house Section 8. So I know, so I can verify. Like I used to go to him to help me out on my job, to help me understand what to expect, to how to deal with, Section 8 policies and rules. I used to go to his video to like watch stuff and get educated. Okay, so now he's the real deal. Like he does this for a living. He's a consultant. He get paid like tenants pay him. Like I said earlier, you might have missed it. Housing is very hard to get into because the application is tricky. They want certain documents and certain documents they don't want. Like where I worked at, if you got paid weekly, we wanted I think 10 to 12 your most recent pay stubs. And if you got paid bi-weekly, it was like 5, something like that. But listen, it was very hard, man. The requirements was very difficult. If you had a pension, you got to list that. If you, had a 401k, that got to be there. Child support is there. It's really hard. And if you fill that thing out incompletely, you get thrown in the back of the line. So if you had to wait 1 year, now it's 3 years. So it's serious. So people literally pay people like him. All you gotta do is YouTube Section 8 or housing consultants. You'll see 1,000 of them out there. You'll see 1,000 of them because it's really hard for us to fill out these applications because we don't know what stuff mean. He's an expert. He's been dealing with this for like 30 years. So he'll help you not make a mistake to be put in the back of the line. And he'll help you if you got certain hidden income you don't want to list, which because it might deny you. He'll help you figure out a way to hide that. But nah, this is real. Getting into these homes, the wait is long enough, but you could easily not fill something out or have the wrong document when it's your time for your interview, and bye-bye, back of the line.
The end of the month. You better be.
I know one thing, family. We got to stop being so lazy and slow on the likes. We're down 24.
View your files, and you better.
Georgette Williams, he's gonna talk. I'm letting him talk, but I also got to talk. I just can't play the homeboy content and get flagged. So Georgette, you're new here, okay? I got flagged before and he shut my live stream down for letting people talk. Okay, this is their content. I don't have the right to play it without his permission. You got to understand fair use. Read those guidelines, terms, and conditions. Not being hard on you, but people always say, "Hey, you got to stop talking." Like, we have to start talking. I played Dennis Sperling the other day. You see what he did? He was playing a video and he was chiming in way more than me. Look at Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed don't play video straight. You did, yeah. So no, like, you are taking a risk when you always play other people's content. So sorry, but I have to annoy you, and not just you, everybody, and chime in.
Get those people from out of there. If you're complicit in the activity to violate federal law, then you will be subject to arrest and you will be spending time in a federal prison. You better get your shit together. And if you think that you're somehow complicit, you're working in the housing authority and you allow that to happen, you better quit your job. Start praying. Okay? I don't support or not support this. I'm just warning you guys. If you don't want to be arrested, you don't want to end up in a federal court, and you don't want 3 hots in a cot in a federal prison, I call Section 9, then you better do as advised. I would expect that this will likely throw about 30,000 some odd vouchers back on the market.
Hey, that's okay. So y'all gonna have a chance to get your voucher and you move up in line. Yeah, this is the real deal, man.
And, well, to be frank with you, a lot of people are probably going to get arrested. They're not going to give advance notice. There will not be 3 notices. You're not going to come to the door in your slippers with an attitude and go, well, I didn't get a notice. They're going to come in there with masks in their face. They're going to take.
So I'm adding context, Georgette, because I was in that industry. So what he's saying is when public housing try to evict you, it's kind of hard. So when they get those notices that he was talking about, the removal notices, the tenants will come with that Section 8 attitude, that low income housing attitude, and argue with the property management team or whoever, maintenance people, whoever gives them that notice. They're going to argue with it. So he just let you know, like, this ain't that. This ain't we give you a notice, you cuss out the property management team, they give you another one, you go to court. He's saying this ain't that. He's saying they come in one time. And it ain't to talk to you, ain't to debate, it ain't to hear your attitude. It's to snatch you by your damn head and throw you in the ground, put you in handcuffs. That's all he's saying. So I'm just letting you know what he really means. He's not going to say it like that.
Whoever they need to take. And within probably a couple of hours, you're going to be on a flight to another country.
Flashbang.
Unless you know a judge that's going to stop that order. And for the housing authority, look, if you want to go out of business, play some games, catch some attitude. If you don't think the FBI, ATF, and every other federal agency will not arrest you and everybody in that building, they will. The worst thing you can do is run your mouth like you do to the people that you give vouchers. They will be happy.
I told you. So he's just telling you the attitude they have with the folks who house them. They really disgusting, really nasty as hell. They need all the help in the world. They're at their worst position. They trying to get low income housing, Section 8 vouchers, and they got the worst attitudes. And they don't know that those attitudes, housing authorities can discriminate once you come with the attitude. They're like, why would we house you? You're already showing us how you're going to be as a tenant. You're going to be a terror to the property management team, and you're going to be a terror to your neighbor.
Happy to slap handcuffs on your ass, and then you're gone. Okay? You don't get to make any decisions behind this.
Tiger,
you don't get to have a say about it. You could either comply or go to prison. That's it. It's serious. Let me tell you something. These are watered down versions of the actual intent of the administration right now. In other words, what you see on news is a curated version of pleasantries. Let me ask you a question. Those people in D.C., when they decided they were going to remove all the homeless out of D.C., do you think they were trading pleasantries? A lot of people got arrested. Over 200 so far.
Dang.
And
I didn't know that.
Here's the high critical point of this. The first housing authority on the hit list is Washington, D.C.
Damn.
If you live in Washington, D.C., and you have an illegal alien in your family, you're within weeks of probably a flashbang, a few pairs of handcuffs, and a flight to nowhere.
Nowhere.
I'm telling you, you're on his hit list.
He said a flight to nowhere. Come on now. He's too funny. It's Swatini, Uganda, El Salvador is what he means.
List. Washington, D.C.'s first. And then let me go ahead and put the rest of you on notice. L.A., I guarantee it. New York, I can guarantee it. Florida, you might get a pass. You're a Republican state. You might get a pass. But only temporarily. Only temporarily. Because as soon as it goes after every Democratic state, he's going to start going after Republican states. That's business. That's how business goes. Ain't nobody worried about party lines when it comes to illegal immigration. Now, I understand a lot of you that are here legally, including white folks, black folks, and everybody else that was born and raised here in this country. That doesn't necessarily...
Oh man, it stops automatically.
Really mean this flood of new vouchers is going to
call it. Why people call me out of here, man?
Improve odds or move you to the top of the waiting list. Yeah.
Hold on, family. Before I go live, I call all of the people I speak to the most. People who will call during live. I call them to let them know, hey, whatever you gotta tell me now. I'm going live. Don't bother me. They don't pick up, or they say, I'll call you back. I'm busy. No, don't call me back. I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be live. Do not call me at all. And here they go calling.
It's going to bring in new funds, but right now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it was born and raised here in this country. That doesn't necessarily mean this flood of new vouchers is going to improve odds or move you to the top of the waiting list. Yeah, it's going to bring in new funds, but right now, the market is stagnated. We're at peak season. Housing authorities at present... summer is the highest demand time, so even if we have a flood of vouchers, we will not notice the effect likely till the 2026 year, okay? So don't start popping champagne about all the new vouchers that are walking in your neighborhood. And we don't know how many housing authorities are going to go out of business over this one.
Right. So you get a voucher and know where to live.
Oh, my cat right now. She's saying that she'd appreciate if I tone it down in this video. Well... I'll have to disappoint her today because the reality is it's pretty cold. If you're not going to fill out paperwork and properly go through the process to be in the United States, then you will be exited out of here. Okay? If you you as the housing authority harbor an immigrant and you're complicit in violating federal rules, you will be in a federal courtroom. Okay?
Hey, 19 more likes, family. 19 more likes. That's it. Just 19.
And beyond that, to those that have a household, and I know you might feel you've done a Christian thing, but look, if you've got somebody that is not legally here, is not legal to be in this country right now, you're jeopardizing you and your family. They will take your voucher and people will get arrested, and there could be civil and criminal penalties. Everybody down the whole chain is going to get it. And they will not be advance notice. They're not going to send, it's not like an eviction where you get due process.
Right.
Okay? You get a flash bang, the window breaks, people come in, they got a mask on, and then people vanish on a plane. You understand? That's how it goes.
People vanish on a plane. Yo, this dude is hilarious. Flashbang, a bunch of handcuffs, and people vanish on a plane. Like the movie Taken. Like, come on, dude.
They're not interested in talk, due process. You're not going to get a warm-up letter. They're not going to give you 3 notices. This isn't like being late on your credit card. They're going to come grab your ass, okay? They're going to grab all of you. And then the result's going to be they now have fuel to get rid of the legal citizens that were in the household, because why? You're complicit in violating federal law.
You'll definitely be evicted.
The days of arriving in this country on a boat or swimming through a river or walking across a border without filling out proper paperwork to be a U.S. citizen, receiving food stamps, receiving any type of federal funds are over with. And not only that, they will give you housing, but it's going to be at the local ICE detention center.
ICE, okay. At this point, he's clowning. He's clowning. He said they're going to evict you from one housing authority and give you housing at Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah. He at this point he's clowning. Hey, Tiger. Yeah. See, he said I loathe when people do that. If I call, text you that I'm going live, i.e., if you have anything to tell me, right. Tell me after my live. They obstinate asses calling dirt. Yeah. Like they know the hours I go live. Do not call me. If you're gonna call me before 8 a.m. or call me after like 2-3, right? And don't bother me around 8:30 p.m. That's all. That's every day.
And as you've seen, both through this administration after, I believe, Alligator Alcatraz, it's rather hellish. They've designed this to leave one permanent mark in your mind. You ever cross that border again, you're going to be next to torture before they put you on a plane to get out of here. Okay? You know, these are tough times. But I cannot disagree with one factor. If it's illegal, it's illegal. And whether you know it or not, doesn't matter.
Yeah, good job. You ate it all.
So respectfully, in order to protect everybody that has a voucher, which are legally here.
Hey, peace to Bella Burrows. She said, nah, he for real. Yeah, Bella, I'm trying to tell him. But they want me to shut up. Bella, I'm going to give you I'm going to make you a moderator, Bella. I'm going to give you a lineage wrench. All you got to do is like the video and subscribe. Hit the bell notification and tune in around 8 p.m. and during this time in the night, the evening, late evening, and also 8 a.m. in the morning. Mark, peace, man. Black feather archery, peace.
And not have that housing authority become defunded. All illegal immigrants that are residing in a Section 8 home using a voucher need to exit. My advice to you is accept the money offered by the administration, like $500 or $1,000, and just go back home, okay? This is not the place to be.
Okay, so Georgetta, she got mad and left. But most likely, Georgetta, this was probably going to affect you, like, or somebody in your household, because you was really upset for no reason, and you left. But like I said, what he's spitting is probably traumatic towards you, because either you or somebody in your household is going to get that flashback and that plane ride to nowhere. Stop doing that.
Okay, there's no American dream to be had. Okay, there's the only thing you're going to get is a plane ride. You can do it with money in your pocket, or you can do it with handcuffs.
Damn.
Okay, and as each year passes during this administration, it's going to get more serious. Okay, there is no benefit to coming to this country anymore illegally. You will not receive food stamps. You will not receive housing. You will not receive anything but a plane ride. Now, you could be put in. You want to go down and stay in Alligator Alcatraz for a couple of months. You got people half dead before they leave there. Stay where you are and don't come here.
People have Debbie for the leader. Yo, he's clowning. He's, as you can see, he's funny. Peace, Mark Donnie. Didn't have to be here running wild. Yo, peace to you. Yeah, right now he's just joking. He's funny.
I'm just letting you know. And if you are here, go home. Because what you're fixing to go through, if you try to stay here, isn't worth it.
And I'm telling you right now, this is I don't know every white, of course, but almost. Stop? Okay, but almost every white I heard from, even from the South, this is pretty much how they usually feel towards immigration in the South. That's why a lot of you guys don't move to the South, because this is the attitude you're gonna get. This cold, serious, yeah, man. This is, and man, and listen, white people in the South, they wear their races out front. You'll see them with Confederate, flags and Confederate shirts. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. That'll be a tethered nightmare to go down south. Yes, they do, man. And in Georgia, where they open and carry, the only people I ever seen in the suburbs open and carry is white folks. I see one black guy open and carry, but mainly it's white folks open and carrying, walking around with guns on their hips. Yeah, so they wear their racism out front, open. You dig? So that's why a lot of y'all stay up north where it's safe. Yeah, take your ass to the South. You gonna see. You act like you don't know what white supremacy is. That ain't real, right? Take you out to South Carolina, North Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama. Stay there for a year or two. Let me know if white supremacy is real, if systemic racism is real.
They're already discussing, the administration's already discussing taking
Bella.
over places like Chicago and New York. Literally sending federal agents to consume the streets with the National Guard, possibly even the military. You won't even be able to go get eggs, okay? The days of hanging out at Home Depot over. I'm not a racist person, and I'm certainly not a bigot.
Well, if you got to say that, if you got to lead with that, I don't trust you. Now, I like him, he cool, but if you're white, never say that. I'm giving you a tip. So if you're truly not racist, never say you're not racist. It's going to always come off the opposite way. But the rule is, if you got to say it, you probably are.
I understand why people would want to come to this country. I get it. Now is not a great time. You guys need to sit down, and if you're watching this video and you're from another country, you consider coming here, you need to sit down and think about doing this properly. You spend all that money on coyotes and different things and get out here. Try just filling out the paperwork, man. Okay? And to be honest with you, it's probably just not a good idea, period, during this administration. We're really just not accepting applications from anybody. Okay? Let me tell you something. If you think I'm joking with you, they've arrested police officers and deported them. They have deported firefighters. There's no limit to it. Even if you were a federal agent, if for some reason you get revoked, you're out of here.
Dang.
Being a police officer or law enforcement will not protect you. Being a judge will not protect you. You're gone. No. If the President of the United States orders you out this country, you're gone. The difference between him and almost every other president we've ever had in that office is he usually makes good when he tells you he wants you gone.
Right.
You can do it the easy way or not, okay? So while this is not probably how I would have done it, I'm more of a pushover.
Sleek Bay, peace.
This is what's happening.
Move your foot.
And heed my warning for you, many of you that are housing authorities. You're going to run yourself into some serious issues. And when the president cuts off federal funding, there's no getting it back. You will be insolvent. Not only that, you're going to create a circumstance where everybody for that county can lose their voucher. Housing authorities operate on federal dollars. They don't have any other money. If they get closed and they don't meet this audit, then they're gone. Housing authority can only run for so long. You see? I'm hoping there's going to be some adjustments here so everybody doesn't lose their voucher. It seems like that would be a little bit over the top to arbitrarily get rid of everybody. But I can tell you that if he says he's going to remove funding for those that support So in other words, if the housing authority is going to remain complicit in allowing illegal immigrants on an application, he's going to remove the funding from the housing authority, period, regardless of who's got a voucher and whether or not they played any part of it. That's how it sounds right now. That's exactly how it's being put. Now, we don't know the true reality of it until it starts. We have just under 30 days left. You need to review every case file you've got. And people, let me tell you something, you need to go. You need to go.
That's it. You need to go. All right. Let me put the link in the chat. Y'all can watch this on your own time. It's like 7 minutes more. But let me put the chat. I gotta move on. This was not part of the show. This was breaking news. I broke the news. That's all. All right. There you go. Move your feet. Okay. There you go. All right. So family, thanks to the brother, the holy FBA Codex TV1, he put me on this right here. You see this flag right here? This flag, who could identify this flag? If you was here earlier, you should recognize this flag. Okay, hold on. 1 second. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. So this flag, let me explain this flag. So the heads up was a spoiler. I made a post about this flag. All right. This is this. Let me show you over here. That's that. Okay. So this was, I don't know if it's still in existence, but is the Black American Heritage Flag. What is the Black American Heritage Flag? Now notice this is 1967. Notice the words. It does not say African American flag. So when we tell you idiots and tethers that even though Jesse Jackson put African American on forms and applications, okay, the average Black American did not call themselves African American. In spite what you read and want to believe, we didn't call ourselves. We never embraced that term. We never embraced Afro either. We called ourselves Negro, colored, and Black. And now Black American with a qualifier, foundational Black American. But most of our existence in this country, we called ourselves Negro, colored, Black, and foundational Black Americans. That's it. Okay. It says the Black American Heritage Flags. Garvey, the UNIA, that A doesn't stand for African. Okay. The University of Negro, his papers that he made was Negro. How about the NAACP? Those A's don't stand for Africa, but that C stands for colored. All right. So that was the terminology. That was the terminology for the identity. All right. So no matter how African, pro-African Garvey was, he named his organization with Negro, not African. Y'all think about that. Okay. Anyway, let's go into this. The Black American Heritage Flag. What was this for? Okay. Why come up with this? Okay, so here's the origin and purpose. Here's the origin and purpose. The Black American Heritage Flag was created in 1967 by Melvin Charles. 1 second. Too loud. Okay. So the Black American Heritage Flag was created in 1967 by Melvin Charles and Garris Thomas, two Black American men from Harlem, New York, during the height of the Civil Rights Movement. Pretty much the telling of it. At that time, Charles and Thomas recognized that other ethnic groups had heritage flags. You know, they fly their flags all in America, but they fly their homeland flags while they're living in America. Okay, you'll see the Mexican flag, you'll see the Dominican Republic flag, you'll see the Haitian flag, you'll see the Jamaican flag, Trinidadian flag, You'll see the Ghanaian flag, all type of flags being waved in this country. So obviously, Melvin Charles and Gareth Thomas said, you know what? People don't see us as American like that, so let us come up with our own flag. You know, the idea that Tariq Nasheed had and got cooked for. Okay. So the key point here is that they recognized that other ethnic groups had heritage flags, right? So he says symbols of identity. That sounds like attempting to self-identify. But I thought they were already black. I thought they were already Negro in color, but they still have a self sense of identifying and a symbol. They needed a symbol for because there was already Black Americans, so they don't need to be called something different. But they wanted a symbol of what a Black American is. And you notice this ain't no this. Well, we'll see. He said other cultures, including the Caribbean and the diaspora in Africa, they had heritage flags, symbols of identity and cultural pride. But Black Americans did not. So their goal was to create a flag that represented the unique identity of Black Americans. What did that say? Did that say the likeness or the similarities of identity? It says represented the unique identity of Black Americans who descended from enslaved Africans in the United States. That's ADOS. So you would say that they were being divisive because they were clearly delineating and self-identifying. Okay. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, I be trying to humble y'all. Yo, Black Americans been always delineating and self-identifying forever. So you ain't gonna pin this on Yvette, Tone Talks, and Tariq Nasheed and act like therefore they're the leaders. Cause I guess if we're gonna deal with age and how old something was done or the first to be done, then it looks like Melvin Charles and Gareth Thomas are our leaders. Watch this. They also created the flag to instill pride and unity in Black American communities, not this whole melting pot, not in Pan-African communities, Black American communities. The flag was created to distinguish. Uh oh, this gonna hurt. Damn. I never read this because I love to read stuff and do a real reaction. So this gonna hurt. Oh God. Oh boy. That's gonna hurt right there. The flag was created to distinguish Black Americans from continental Africans, Caribbean people, and other members of the diaspora while still honoring African ancestry. This person, oh my God, nobody's more divisive than these two. Wow. It looks like Yvette isn't as crazy and xenophobic. It looks like Tariq Nasheed isn't so self-centered and want to be in is grifting. It looks like this is just what we do. This is our culture, like the Holy FBA Codex said. All right, let's keep cooking. Let's keep cooking. The flag design symbolism. Now this is interesting. The flag consists of the following elements, each deeply symbolic. Red stripe represents the blood, sweat, and tears of Black Americans who built and continue to build the United States. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt tethers and Pan-Africanists. That sounds like shit, man. If I never told you about the date of this or the people who created this flag, that sounds like Tariq Nasheed. The red stripe represents the blood, sweat, and tears of Black Americans who built and continue to build the United States. The black stripe represents the African heritage and melanin of Black people. Gold or saffron circle and wreath symbolizes prosperity, hope, and spiritual growth, and the gold star and flame. Okay, that wait, that right there. Okay, the gold star and flame. Where we at? represents eternal flame of hope, perseverance, and black excellence. Interesting. I always talk about black excellence. Adoption and spread. Okay, let's see how far I went with this. This is what people mad at. Tariq's ability to get things to pop that nobody else can do. So this flag was created in 1967, but let's read about the adoption and spread. Though the flag did not receive the same level of nationwide attention as the Pan-African flag, red, black, and green, it gained grassroots support in black churches, schools, and civic groups. Some city officials began recognizing it in parades and community events, especially during Black History Month and Juneteenth celebrations. So you see, they had a valiant effort to make this pop become the FBA heritage flag, and it didn't go nowhere because it's hard to make something pop that's brand new and have hundreds of thousands, not millions of people to cling on to it. So many people tried. Okay, they tried all their heart and they had good intentions. Some folks got bad intentions, but the jealousy comes out because you'll try something and won't even be close to being successful. You'll be so far from success, and then you'll see a man like Tariq Nasheed do what you couldn't do it better, 10 and get 10 times the results that you couldn't get one time the results of. Okay, that's when the hate and jealousy come. Cause you saying, where did he come from? Why people want to mess with it because of him? What's so special about him? That's the hate. Okay. Legacy and modern use. Today, the Black American Heritage Flag has seen a resurgence, particularly among foundational Black Americans, FBA, and those seeking to differentiate. Yeah, because I'm FBA. I acknowledge it, and I got the flag up here. And those seeking to differentiate the Black American lineage and experience from other global Black identity. It is not meant to replace the Pan-African flag, but rather to complement it by expressing a specific ethnic cultural identity that emerged from slavery, Jim Crow, and civil rights struggle and the ongoing journey of Black Americans in the U.S. All right. Okay. So cool. Now, I got something else because I had to ask the right questions on this. Hold on. Let's go back. Was the Black American Heritage Flag trademarked? Did it have legal protection overview? Trademark, yes. Uh-oh. They're a leader now. They are our leader. They trademarked the flag. Ooh, that's so scary. Now they're the leader of the lineage. Stupid tethers. Yes, the Black American Heritage Flag was officially trademarked in the United States. The trademark was originally filed by Melvin Charles, one of the flag's co-creators in the late 1960s or early 1970s. So Melvin Charles was the leader of Foundation Black Americans. After his passing, his family and supporters have continued to protect the design. It has been referenced as the Melvin Charles Black American Heritage Flag in some legal and cultural circles. The trademark covers the three color stripes, black, red, and gold, the gold torch and wreath, the name Black American Heritage Flag. Use of this flag. So he was able to trademark it. Was he wrong? You see what it covered. Use of this flag for commercial purposes, e.g. apparel. Uh-oh, that sounds like what Tariq did. So use of this flag for commercial purposes, e.g. apparel, merchandise, or marketing, may require permission or licensing from the Charles family estate or its legal representatives. So he did the same exact. So in other words, Tariq took a page out of his book. Like, hey man, if I come up with a flag, if I come up with certain things, I got to trademark it to maintain its integrity. Okay. Copyright. There is no direct federal copyright registration found in public databases, but the visual sign and any published descriptions are likely protected by common law copyright through first use. Okay. So the red, black, and green, the Garvey flag is sometimes called. The RBG flag was created in 1920 by the Negro Improvement Association. I don't see African. The UNIA under the leadership of Marcus Garvey. It is not trademarked today in any enforceable way by a person or organization. Reason, it wasn't created for oh my God. Here's the reason why the red, black, and green flag is not trademarked. This is crazy. I'm sorry, it was created. Oh, see, look, you're learning when a trademark could cover something and when it can't. So as FBA continue to grow, family, and more people embrace it, and it becomes a regular identifier, it associates that people associate that with us. Tariq Nasheed will naturally lose the trademark. So this is why Garvey couldn't trademark. Listen, um it was created for a mass political movement, and Garvey never sought to commercialize or license it. He probably just didn't know how. Okay, as such, the flag is in the public domain. See, this is why you can't. This is when it loses its trademark. When it becomes when it goes into a public domain, and by that it's freely used by Pan-Africanist artists and activists across the globe. So anything you ever created, family, anything you ever created, if that thing resumes an identity, you lost your trademark. There's nothing you do about it. If people, so whatever you created, if people start to use that to identify themselves, bye, your trademark is done. Okay, so there's no trademark, there's no copyright. There is no U.S. copyright registration on the original RBG flag, nor is it eligible because it's over 100 years old and was intended as a symbol for open political mass use. However, some companies or organizations may have trademarks stylized versions, e.g., with the Garvey's face added symbols or unique arrangements. But this basic RBG flag remains unowned and unregulated. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to be funny. The KKK flag. No, I'm not gonna read all that. But not trademark, not copyright. Let's go. I'll look at that later. Okay. So I asked a simple question. I said, was Tariq Nasheed smart or dumb or a scammer for trademarking the Foundation Black American flag uh, and also the words, the acronym? So it says, is FBA Foundation Black Americans federally copyrighted? There is no record in the U.S. Copyright Office public catalog for a work title or register simply as FBA that represents Foundation Black Americans. That this is expected because copyright protects original works of authorship, books, songs, videos, artwork, not phrases or names. The term FBA as a name label or acronym is better protected through trademark. Uh-oh. So we're learning something. Look, so to protect your brand, to protect your lineage brand, look, it's telling you to don't copyright a trademark. This is ChatGPT. It says the term FBA as a name, label, or acronym is better protected through trademark. So we supposed to just ignore this and listen to a Tether or Pan-Africanist and don't trademark it or copyright it. Just yeah, fools. Not copyright. In contrast, FBA has been successfully filed and registered as a trademark by Tariq Nasheed or his associated entities, including for clothing and apparel, just like the heritage flag, education, entertainment services, e.g. podcasts, documentaries, printed materials, books, booklets, pamphlets. So while there is no copyright for them for the term FBA itself, the branding and intellectual property connected to it, like stylized fonts, and official content can and are protected. Okay. Let me get some water real quick while I'm reading. Let me see what the chat's talking about. All right. Okay. So how much more I got? I'm like getting real tired. You know what? Okay. The second part, I'm gonna stop right there. So we're gonna do a part two on the FBA trademark. But I'm not gonna do a whole video on this because I'm almost done on the research. I already did 2 videos. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I'll have my regular live topics, and I will, sneak that in there. But right now, I'm talking with my eyes closed. I'm like super tired, and I'm not gonna fight it because then I'll just be sleep talking. All right, family. So I'm gonna do part 2 tomorrow, but it'll be on something else, and I'll just sneak it in. But guaranteed though, I'll cover this part 2. All right, family. I woke up super early today because I was excited to go live early. So anyway, yeah. So I'll cover this tomorrow. Very tired, and I'll play my diaspora war videos. All right. So with that being said, well, how long I got on at what 9:30? This is good time, late night. Because again, I'm trying to get my son in bed and sleep at a decent time, so it's easier once he's about to start school. It's easier to transition to waking up earlier and going to sleep earlier. All right, so 10:45, whatever. Let me see any in the chat. So anyway, family, the Holy FBA Codex TV1 says, "Thanks for work, bro. We appreciate." Yeah. So this was when I looked this flag up. This was very, very interesting. I said, I got to bring this to the people, and it's even better. I'm gonna do a part 2. So I did it tonight for those who are up tonight. But family, most of us that attend the lives, they do it in the morning. So I would love to stop now, so I don't get too deep where I'm probably not want to do it over. So now I just can stop now and start from the beginning and do a little bit, cover the Black Heritage flag as well. Because there'll be way more people in attendance. So I want to do tonight. I love going live at night. It'd be a cool, easy crowd, easy chat, easy audience. Not too much debating, not too much rah rah rah. People can tone down, chilled out. But in the morning, people be lit and live. They trying to get it. All right, so Frida Claxton. Yes, yes, yes. B1 to you. Ray, Golden Brown, the Holy FBA Codex TV1. Quest Burnside, K. Cos Sparks, Golden Brown. You already know. FBA Convo, Iconic, I see you out there. So I ain't see you, Salita Marie. I ain't see you in there. Flowers Galore. You already know. And Damon Reeves was in the building with all the caps up. And so Doo-Wop Band said the True Sig. That's my favorite flag. Doo-Wop, you pull up tomorrow because I don't know what that is. And share with that tomorrow. Share that with us tomorrow. Okay, he says FB, so I'm gonna give him a wrench and just subscribe and like the video tomorrow. So we out here, family. I'm really, really tired. Now I felt myself songwriter piece. I felt myself getting sleepy as I read it. The old me would fight those signs. I'll be sleep on the live like I used to do. So I'm getting more mature. Like, all right, Ron, you sleepy. Just do it tomorrow, man. It'll be better. All right, family. We out of here. Peace. Okay, so the holy FBA Codex TV1 is going live. MC Fact Piece. So I'll be knocked out. He'll be live. So check him out. Check him out. See what he got going on. Give him a chance. Peace, family. Put your link in the chat of your channel, The Holy. Let them check you out. See what you're talking about. I'm going to bed. Good night, family.